All right, so today is Saturday. I am now that's 6, isn't it? I am 3 weeks post-op from a mommy makeover. The term I hate, but I'm using, right? So I had a tummy tuck, I had liposuction, I had fat transfer, I had a breast lift, and I had a breast augmentation. So I'm sure you guys are wondering what has happened to my beautiful red curly hair. And this is actually what I sleep in. It's a buff. It's one of those things that if you have curly hair, you search and search and search for what is going to be the best thing to use to keep your hair looking the best, because you can't wet it every day, you can't wash it every day. And so you pretty much figure out what you can do. And this works well for me. Usually I also use a silk pillowcase. But my silk pillowcase is on a really heavy memory foam pillow, and I've only been using a neck pillow since I had surgery. I think I made 3 videos yesterday, so now I can't remember what I published and what I didn't, because the other 2 videos kind of sucked. So, but I use the neck pillow. It helps cradle my head, and it kind of like tricks me into not trying to roll over onto my side at this point. So that's what I've been using. Although last night that neck pillow was wickedly uncomfortable. But I think it's the difference is if I put it like a pillow versus put it like a neck pillow where it supports my neck. And sometimes it makes me feel like a geisha. So like if you've ever watched any movies with geishas or have read anything about them, they used to sleep on like a stand, like a wooden stand, really short, and it had like a cradle like this and hold their neck. And the goal was to keep these beautiful, intricate hairstyles they had from being smashed or ruined, destroyed, because very, very expensive to do, very time consuming to do. And so if it just supported their neck and their head didn't touch anything, it didn't mess up their hairdos. And so sometimes that's what a travel neck pillow makes me feel like, which seems really ridiculous, but like, you know, whatever. I love geishas. Oh my gosh, I love them. I love their story. I love their history. You know, obviously pre-World War II, the beauty behind it. So for me, that's like an honor to get to like have some sort of like, oh, I get it, like trying to protect your hair, even though my hairstyle's nowhere near as beautiful. But so I'm actually tired of wearing this thing. Let's take my hair down. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, so normally I didn't break the cast on it yesterday after I washed it and put product in it. So normally, I don't know why I just didn't. But normally at this point I would like flip my head over and I'd do a little scrunching. If my curls were looking less than formed, I would spray a little water mixed with a lot of conditioner. And I have like a continuous spray bottle I got for a couple bucks at Sally's. It works wonderfully. But anyway, okay, so red curly hair is back. Ooh, look at that. Man. Okay. I fought having curly hair for a long time. Like my whole life, pretty much. I didn't grow up knowing I had curly hair. I knew it was wavy and weird. So but my father has curly hair and one of my sisters has curly hair. So I knew it was wavy and weird. I used to chemically straighten my hair. I used to heat straighten my hair. Oh, I did brutal, terrible things to my hair. And then a couple years ago, I would touch my hair like this because I'm very fond of touching my hair. And just like chunks would break off in my hand, like 6-inch pieces. And I was like, oh my God, right? Like I was destroying my hair by the things that I was doing. I mean, I flat iron it every day. And so I was like, well, I'm going to have to get on this curly hair bandwagon, because what would happen is I would flat iron it, and I live in Louisiana. It's very, very humid here. And then like by the end of the day, my hair would be super wavy, and I'd be like, I don't understand this. I flat ironed it, right? I was just putting like a heat protectant in it, but so I figured, man, I'm gonna have to go back to wearing it wavy is what I actually thought. And so I started like researching curly girl method and all of that stuff, and then next thing I know, 2 years later, this is what I end up with. So I'm pretty happy with it. Anyway, we can talk about hair care in another video. I know people who don't have curly hair are fascinated by it, and people who do have curly hair, sometimes they know how to work it and sometimes they don't. And sometimes we have moms of children with curly hair who have no clue what they are doing. So we'll talk about that in another video now that we've spent 4.5 minutes talking about it in this video. So, man, yesterday was just a hard day all day emotionally, right? Like just all day. I just felt like crap. Like I made a comment on somebody, like on a group Facebook page, and like the comment was supposed to be like tongue in cheek, and it didn't come off that way. And people like jumped my ass over it and were like, "You're rude, you're catty." And I was like, "I am so sorry. I didn't mean to offend anybody." I'm like, it was supposed to be, tongue in cheek and jest. Clearly, it wasn't taken that way. I apologize. And it made me cry because, oh, it's gonna make me cry now, just because I'm being emotional, right? Like, I have thick skin typically, and like people I don't know on the internet telling me that like I'm being rude does not typically faze me, but for whatever reason I'm being super emotional. I also think that I'm probably close to where I would have been with having a period, which I hate that excuse, right? Like, oh, you're on your period. Like, no, I literally something that I've referred to. Was, and remember I had a hysterectomy, so I have no idea when my periods would be. But I called it lunar madness, and it was like the 10 days leading up to my period, I was like a whole different person, like emotional, I just insane, right? Like, and I call it lunar madness. And then my period would start, and about 2 or 3 days later, I was like, oh, look, I came back to myself. That's great. I was once diagnosed with, I think it's called premenstrual dysphoric disorder. And the gynecologist at the time wanted me to take Prozac for like 2 weeks up to my period. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to take Prozac for half my life. Like, that's not going to work out well for me. So who knows? Maybe if I had taken it, it would have been life-changing. Maybe not. I don't know, but I don't take it. So, but I think that that's part of like my crazy high emotional state. Like, first off, 3 weeks ago, I had my body cut to bits and destroyed and jacked up, and I'm trying to recover from that. And then, of course, leading up to a possible, obviously huge hormonal shifts from a period. I was folding my buff, sorry. Huge hormonal shifts from a period. It'll make you emotional. So, but, I cried a little bit. I apologized to the person I offended and to the person whose post I had posted on. And they both were like, thanks for apologizing. No big deal. Like, other people were still jerks to me, but like, they can all eat a dick. I don't give a fuck. It was just the people who I hurt their feelings. Like, the people who are hurt on their behalf, I don't care about. But anyway, so yesterday was a rough day. I spent a little bit of time on Reddit. I know some of you guys that are watching this are followers from Reddit, so yay. I hang out, ooh, Lord, on a subreddit for plastic surgery, and people, it's a lot of rhinoplasty, surprisingly, and a lot of injectables. But some people ask about tummy tucks and breast. Oh, man, I'm still leaking tears here, man. Some people talk about breast augmentations and tummy tucks and liposuctions. And so I try to chime in on those with my personal experiences. So I know a couple of y'all are from Reddit. Checking out my YouTube, which I think is awesome. So, and I think I told everyone I have an Instagram now. It's called Fat Girl Gone Slim 79. Yesterday I posted 3-week post-op pictures of my incision and of my belly. And my incision looks gross. It's scabby. It's peely. It is what it is. Like, and I did talk to my patient care coordinator office yesterday. The patient care coordinator at my plastic surgeon's office. There we go. And she said that typically by 4 weeks, most people's scabs have come off. So I'm not like, that's not like a playbook for me. Like, at 4 weeks, my scab's not gone. But I do expect that my scab is going to really start coming off this week. So, and if you, like I said, you can go to my Instagram, fatgirlgoneslim79, and take a look at my scabbing, and see how much of it still needs to come off. I asked my 16-year-old to take a look at it last night, or yesterday morning, I guess, after I got out of the shower. And I said, all right, Phoenix, that's her name, Phoenix. And I'm Christine. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but I'm Christine. Obviously, my sister knows that. My sister-in-law knows that. My friends that are watching this know that, but internet strangers probably don't know that. So I asked Phoenix if she would take a look at my scab and tell me, like, roughly what percentage scab do I have left? And she was like, most of it. So I was like, okay, well, what? So probably 80% of my scab is still intact. So maybe by 4 weeks it'll be gone. My guess would be by 4 weeks, 50% or more will be gone. And I bet by 5 weeks it'll be completely gone. And then I know I was reading somebody's internet blog about bruising, and they said at 5 weeks their bruising was cleared. And so I have just a tiny bit of bruising left on my breast. Let me see if I can show you guys without getting too in. Oh yeah, there we go. Indecent level. So here's the bruising left on my breast. This is tape on my areolas. This is when I went in for my 6 weeks post-op, they took off the surgical tape. They put on something called mastisol, which is like a glue, and then put this brown tape all over my areolas and then vertically where I had incisions done. So yeah, see, here's the tape, here's the bruising. So that'll be cleared soon. I have a tiny bit of bruising left on my back, just above my butt I don't have butt dimples, I have butt bruises. And then I have those 2 spots on the front of my body. So, and again, my Instagram's got pictures of that. Oh, yesterday I did put on a bathing suit that did not fit me a couple weeks ago. It was a travesty. And it looked okay. My belly's super swollen, but you could see those bruises on my breast, which I thought was pretty funny. So, so I expect all of that bruising to be cleared by 5 weeks. And so I'm given the bruising about 2 more weeks before I say, yay, it's good. Somebody had asked about swelling, how long swelling lasts for. So 12 weeks minimum. That's a long time, isn't it? 12 weeks. So swelling peaks at 10 to 14 days. So pretty much you swell and swell and swell and swell and swell and swell to 10 to 14 days. And then I guess it starts slowly coming down, which is the stage I'm at right now. And at 12 weeks, I think it's that the majority of your swelling is gone, but you will continue to swell off and on until about 6 months post-op. Isn't that crazy? That's a long time. But my incision also will take a minimum of 12 months to reach what they call like its final form of, is it going to get flatter? Is it going to be puckered? Somebody asked about dog ears. Dog ears are basically like it's usually the end of incisions, and it's like almost like a skin tag, but it's where the skin has been typically doubled up, or it just didn't match up well and lay flat. And they can get excised pretty easily. It's an in-office procedure. They just, cut them off and stitch you back together again. They're very common with tummy tucks. It's a massive scar where massive incision where they're putting back together 3 pieces of skin, and then it doesn't always line up perfectly. So and part of that is closure management and having a plan for it, but you still can't always figure out who's going to dog ear and who's not, and it's not always even. So it will extend the scar a tiny bit from my understanding, but when you have a scar that is over 50% of your circumference anyway, what's another ½ inch to an inch, right? That's not going to faze me if I have dog ears and they have to get fixed. But apparently you can also get them on your breast. I can see where on your breast that would be a little bit more of an issue if you had a dog ear, because you only have so much room to begin with, and then if you get a dog ear excised and it adds a ½ inch to your scar, well, now maybe it's poking out from under the crease, and who knows? I don't even know what my incisions on my breast look like. I have not seen them yet. They're under tape. They're under lock and key, tape and glue. So we'll see. So that's dog ear swelling. I covered. I was asked how much weight I've lost. So my weight peaked at 255 pounds. I am 5'4". I was rather rotund. I gained weight in my face, my arms, and my belly for the most part. So 255 pounds. This morning when I stepped on the scale, and they tell you don't weigh yourself after surgery, I'm neurotic. I weigh myself every single day. But it's not like this big impactful number. Like, I was 147 the morning of surgery. And when, like, a couple days after surgery, I was 157. At no point in time was I like, oh my God, I weigh 157 pounds. This is tragic. It was like, oh, wow, I have 10 pounds worth of tumescent fluid, swelling, blood, I don't know, implants, whatever in my body. At least 10 pounds worth, right? Because I knew I wasn't eating, not much anyway. So I knew that it wasn't food that was causing me to gain 10 pounds. And now this morning I was 144. That's kind of like where I've been at for the last couple of days. And I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm not like, oh no, I'm not losing any weight. Like, obviously my body the swelling is coming down. Like, I can feel it. I can feel it based on the tightness of my garment. That's like a dead giveaway for me about how much swelling I'm experiencing. Plus, I can see it. I need to post like a side-by-side picture on Instagram of like, this is what my belly looks like in the morning. This is what my belly looks like in the evening. And it's like looks like I shoved a whole nother person in my garment sometimes because I swell so badly during the day. Which again, 12 weeks. So I got another 9 weeks of that adventure. So I'm not like, my weight does not dictate where I'm at. Now my weight did dictate my dietary habits before head surgery. If I got on the scale and I was 153, which would happen sometimes, it would be like, all right, I need to hit low carb real hard for a couple of weeks and like drop back down into the 140s, because I pretty much liked to hover between like 148ish. That was like my goal, like typical. All right, I'm comfortable there. All of my jeans fit well in that weight range, etc. So, so I'm okay with 144. So how much weight have I lost? 110 pounds. My weight peaked in October of 2016. I want to say at the end of like June 2017, I was down like maybe 170. I'd have to go back and look. And then I was kind of hovering at that weight, but I wasn't being real strict with eating keto. And then I started getting really strict with it. And I got down to like 145, and it didn't take me that much longer. Like, I was just really strict about it. And so I've been maintaining a between 100 and 110 pound weight loss for, a good 3 years now. So, which is fantastic. That was part of, how I determined that I was finally going to get this surgery, is that, I spent 3 years at not necessarily a goal weight. I didn't really have a goal weight because I had no idea like what weight was going to be appropriate for me, but like a plateau weight, I guess. I've spent 3 years this plateau weight. And just like, different body frames hold weight differently, and you look like a different size. So I'm 5'4". I weighed, 147 pounds the day of surgery, but I wore a size 6 in pants, like a true size 6. Like, I found no pants in a size 8 that were not too big. And I could not fit into a 4 except for like, Banana Republic, who, man, they vanity size. So Banana Republic and Calvin Klein suit pants were a 4. So true size 6. Now I know women who are size 6 that are 5'6" and 115 pounds. And so weight is not like this great indicator of health or size or anything like that. So, okay, so I think I covered those questions. I really want to talk about my experience doing consultations. But this video is getting kind of long. It's almost 20 minutes. Probably some of you guys have other stuff you want to do besides listening to me talk about weight and surgeries and whatnot. So I'm going to end this video, and then I'm probably going to start another one right after this. I was not motivated yesterday to make videos. This is part of life. This is part of documenting this kind of stuff. And they tell you it's not just a physical journey, it is an emotional journey. And I bought that hook, line, and sinker, especially after having that hysterectomy last year. I knew this was not going to be easy, and it's not. It is for sure 100% not. So I'm appreciative of my friends on my online community that are supporting me and following me. Obviously, my family. I have shared more naked pictures with my sister and my sister-in-law in like the last 3 weeks than probably in our entire lives. And my sister-in-law, I forgot to turn off my ringtone again. My apologies. My sister-in-law was with me when I was in labor for 3 days and like giving birth. And I'm pretty sure I was butt naked the whole time. Who knows, right? Women in labor are not rational, as it turns out. So she has seen a lot of me naked, and then, man, she has a lot of nude pictures of me. Like, I texted my sister yesterday, I messaged her yesterday, and I was like, hey, you want some nude photos of me? And she's like, sure. So this is, this is not something I ever would have done prior to this surgery, but something that somebody told me. Man, I can see in my playback video, I can see flashing, and I don't know if that's because my ceiling fan is on and I have that LED light. So I hope this has not been going on this whole video. That's really distracting. Nope, it stopped. Yay. Okay. So I would have never sent anybody nude pictures myself prior to the surgery. Like, I had the hardest time even sending my sister-in-law before pictures of myself, like just before my surgery. And I finally just kind of like bit the bullet and said, oh God, I'm going to do this, right? Because that was no longer going to be my body. And I sort of feel, excuse me, I sort of feel like that right now, that this is not my body. Like, this is a science experiment that is like in process. And so, if you had told me 3 weeks and 2 days ago that I would share this many naked pictures with people, I wouldn't believe it. And my Instagram, I posted pictures of my boobs on Instagram and of my belly on Instagram. That is not something I would have ever imagined myself doing in my life. And so, this surgery is a life changer. It's a game changer for sure, right? So anyway, I said I was going to end this video like 4 minutes ago. I didn't do it. Story of my life. Something else I want to share with you guys real quick. This was a gift from one of my friends last year when I had my hysterectomy. It is a Fair Isle uterus mug. So this mug, hold on, I'm going to drink some coffee. Yeah. All of my coffee mugs are very interesting. They all have like some meaning or significance behind them. And this is the mug that I use when I'm feeling like kind of down and kind of like, can't get it really good. Like, I call it my uterine power mug. Like, God damn it, I just need the power of the uterus today, even though I don't have one, right? So I put coffee in here. And this is like what makes me get some feminine energy to get up and go. This sounds so insane, doesn't it? God, sometimes you think this stuff in your head and it doesn't seem crazy, and then you put voice to it and you're like, oh, Lord, I am nuts. All right, got it. So, but it just makes me feel better. It gives me that boost. It's it's like people who have rituals for football games or I don't know, whatever, sports ball, whatever those things are. Like, like if I wear my dirty gym socks I've worn every day since I was 14, then this team's not going to lose. Like, okay, well, I have a uterus mug and I drink coffee out of it and it makes me feel like I can get my shit done in life. So I get it. All right. Anyway, next video coming up, I'm going to talk about, I don't know exactly. I got to think about 5 minutes on that one. And in the meantime, I will upload this video. I cannot wait to get my rig to put this on a tripod. I am tired of looking at myself from this angle. Y'all might be. Let's see. Nope. See, then I get shadows. So, okay. Have a lovely day and more videos to come soon. I hope.